What's going on, guys? Austin back, and today we're going to be reacting to FETT's newest video. The Save Siege situation is insane. If you guys don't know, last Friday I uploaded a video reacting to Skittles' video about the Save Siege situation and everything going on, and voiced my thoughts on it. And then I saw this FETT video. I saw it get posted. I skimmed through it. It looked like a good video, and then I was seeing clips of Jinxie looking at it on TikTok, and it looked great. And then I saw Atheno react to it, I'm pretty sure, so I wanted to give a little reaction to it. Obviously I love FETT. I feel like everyone loves FETT. FETT is like one of the best people in the community, I think, if not probably like top 5. I mean, he's so smart, you know, he makes great content. He's won a major as an R6 Pro League coach, you know what I mean? I feel like he knows this game better than like pretty much the whole community. So I'm very excited to watch this video. 51 minutes. I'm pretty sure he just talks about a bunch of stuff with Save Siege, you know what I mean, his complaints, things that just the Save Siege thing in general. Enough yapping. I've been yapping for about a minute. Before we get in this video, just make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And my socials are down in the description, and then I'll also put FETT's link down in the below. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, bro, he should have so many more subs than 100 and pretty much 80k, bro. He deserves probably like a mil, if we're being honest. But without further ado, I'm going to be pausing a lot. You guys know me. Let's get into the app sesh. Let's get into it. That is so cute.
Everyone's been saying Rainbow Six Siege has been dying for
Yes.
years, like almost the entirety of its lifespan. But for the first time in its entire lifespan,
Yeah.
I actually feel like Siege might be dying.
Which, if you guys didn't watch the Skittles video, we learned that Siege is not actually dead. A lot of people say it's dead. It's dead. It's not dead, but it is dying. The player base is dropping by month pretty badly. And we saw that the player base for the new season, usually every single season the player count, average player count goes up, but it actually went down for this newest season. So that is really bad. So
Jinxie, Siege's unicorn biggest
yeah.
streamer ever.
Shout out
hit the
Jinxie.
platform.
Shout out Jinxie.
Siege has moved on to Clash Royale. The new season that they just dropped had like no content.
Yep. Horrible.
And with beloved esports figures
Is
being
that
made
it?
off the staff,
Is
yeah,
that it, bro said?
Ubisoft has
Bro.
almost given up on Siege. And I'm
Which
sure
is so
Ubisoft
bad. It's so
their
sad,
phrase
man.
Has almost rebirthed itself after 5 years. Hashtag Save Siege.
Yeah.
Spreading like wildfire over Siege social media posts.
Yes.
So today,
And recently, I just saw yesterday on Twitter, I'm watching football, I'm having a good time, Patriots winning, Drake May lighting it up, and I see Pox on Locks saying he's gonna probably quit Siege. If you guys don't know who that is, oh my god, bro, he's one of the best Siege creators, and he said I'm pretty sure I saw it something that he was gonna quit Siege, and he's looking to do other things, and it's like, man, and Jinxie already left, you know, so many other people, Richie, all these people, it's...
that it could be the greatest FPS ever made.
Yes. Yes. Okay, chapter 1, financial sacrifice and commitment. But to his point, I believe the same thing. And I might be biased because I post videos about the game. I love the game. It's probably my favorite game of all time. But like, bro, it's like Siege, like just the foundation of it. Like what the game is, how it's played, like literally just the essence of the game. Like if they just built it up, it could easily be the best. I think. Like no bias. Financial sacrifice. So what is he gonna talk about? He's gonna talk about...
Blame the devs when anything's going wrong with their video game. Why
Yeah.
make this change? Why aren't you making this change? They're a very easy target to point fingers at.
True.
But to be completely real with you guys, the real problem is very, very far from the devs. The real problem is all the way at the very top of Ubisoft, the executives that oversee
That is a good
the
point.
financial
That is a
parent
really good point,
company.
actually.
Because I know content's been low, but the devs can't make more content. And
Dude,
better
because I feel like the Siege devs aren't even that bad. Like, I've had very, like, few, like, looks at Siege devs, but they look like chill. They look like chill. I don't know.
if they don't get funded to do it. We can't ban enough cheaters if the anti
That is true.
are the most relatively small out of any big game title
It
in the
is?
world. I've met the devs and they really care about the game. They've been listening to a lot of our changes, and a lot of the things that are bad just happen because they're planned out 3 years in advance. Like,
True.
being
That
added
is
when shields
true.
are the most broken ever.
That
It's
is
real unlucky timing,
that
it's
is
real.
that is
But even when it
horrible
might not be
timing.
perfect,
Horrible.
The devs care. The players care. The pros care. Everyone really wants this game to succeed, even if we do wrong things with it. The issue is the ones that seemingly don't care are at the top of the ladder calling all the shots. And it seems
That's a point that like
on min-max
that is a point where like I feel like literally nobody's talked about that. Like everyone looks at like the content and they're like, oh, that good content, like the devs gotta get on it. That is a very good point where like it all starts at the top. Like it really does. Like even the changes. Like if they don't have money, if they don't have funding, if shit is getting cut, if they don't have enough people, like they can't execute the things that they want to. So then they have to pivot to other things. You know what I mean? So that is a really good point. And like especially when I talk about stuff that I want and what I think would be fantastic for Siege, and I say like, oh, maps, new maps would be so good, especially I guess with a team of like not enough devs, not enough money, not enough people, they can't get these maps out in like fast. Like next season we're getting a rework of a map, which is the first one in 2 years. The last map we got was Lair. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, imagine if they just had like the team. You know, imagine if they had the funding. Imagine if they had the people. Like, man, that is I never really thought about it like that, actually.
and squeezing as much money as water
Yeah.
out of a rock out of
Some companies are just
can,
horrible.
but
2K,
actually
EA,
investing into the game. But that's easy for me to
Ubisoft.
say. I mean, anyone could just say, just invest more money. How do you know they have the financial means to invest more money? Well, Ubisoft tried to make a game called X Defiant, which
Oh my, X Defiant. Yo. This game was
player base of COD. And what happened to that game?
Yeah,
Dead.
dead.
Shut down.
Literally dead.
Hyperscape, a game that wanted to compete against the other
Hyperscape,
battle royales in the
bro.
battle royale era.
I
Also,
forgot
shut
these
down
games
Roller
existed.
Champions, a game that wanted to compete with Rocket League.
Never heard
So,
of
you know,
this.
soccer,
No, I did hear
on
about
the
this
road.
actually.
Shut down and dead. Skull and Bones, which is supposed to be the world's first quadruple A game.
Never heard of it. Never heard of this
Sea of
game.
Thieves or some bullshit. I don't know. It's dead. It's gone. No one plays that game. Everyone hates it. April 2025. Ubisoft is reportedly developing a new battle royale.
Bro, are they actually? Oh my god, bro. Okay, this makes a lot of sense, bro. Why they have no money? They're just doing these battle royales, bro.
Opportunity to develop a similar game. Hey Ubisoft, you ever
Wait, what was that reply? Thing fails. Ubisoft, let's make something inspired by the thing that just failed.
opportunity to develop a similar
Yeah, guys, let's pour money into battle royales and stuff when we have a great game that we just need to build on. Literally. Literally. Literally.
Do you know what game you have that is so unique, that has a massive player count on console and PC, that no one can compete with, that it used to be a thriving tier 1 esport?
It was a tier 1 esport?
This game literally used to be in the same...
Is this dead ass? Is this dead ass? It was in the same category as League and CSGO? I never knew that. I never knew that. Wow. That's crazy. I feel like they're probably tier 2 now, but like, bro, to be in company with like CSGO is insane. Cause like when I was little, people used to say like, oh, CSGO, and like I was like, you know, it can't be that big, but CSGO is probably by far the biggest game. League is insanely massive. I don't know much about Dota 2, but like, bro, just to see it there and then now like where it's at, that's sad.
category as League of Legends, CSGO, and Dota.
That's
Why
crazy.
Are you trying to make a new esports title if you already had one? A game that started off dead, clawed itself back
Yeah,
into relevance
that
in
is.
2018.
We were looking at this in the Skittles
The
video,
original
bro.
game
Like, look at
started
the
off
decline.
dead on release. It's horrible, and it clawed itself back into relevancy, fell off, clawed itself
Bro.
back to another new peak player count in 2020. Again, fell off again, clawed itself.
Which I guess maybe this is a good sign it's gonna come back, but like,
And then again in
I don't
2024 when Jinxie came around.
Dude.
Not to mention, this is just Steam charts. There's also all
True,
Ubisoft
console,
Connect,
yep,
which
Ubisoft
developed
Connect, 'cause
more
I use
Steam
Ubisoft
titles
Connect.
on PC, and not to mention the overwhelmingly massive console population.
Yeah.
Which is probably quadruple, if not quintuple, the size of this.
Yeah, probably, dead ass.
Millions of players playing Siege. This is your title right here.
And it's just like, let's not make a game and let's just pump it into Siege and just listen to the community. This game would be massive. Massive, bro. Oh my god, dude. Instead, we're just letting it die, man. We're just letting it die.
I can't help but feel like they don't even know what a siege is. They just look at the numbers.
What a
and
siege
call it a day.
is.
I saw your 2024 financial report. Ubisoft.
Damn.
Assassin's Creed made you $4 billion. Rainbow Six Siege made you 3.
Bro, are we for real? Like, how do you see that and just be like, yeah, guys, let's stop pumping money. Let's stop the content up. Hey, you know, hey, we're already getting this. We're already getting a bang for it. Let's just add no new content and let's just let them do whatever we want, whatever they want, and we'll be lazy and just work on other games that probably won't work. Like what? Like what, dude? Like what? Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, why didn't they look at this number and we're like, let's pour more money into Siege. Let's pour more money into Siege. We have one of the biggest streamers in the world, probably like top 5, playing our game. With all this, we have a PC, we have an esport, we have a PC scene, we have a console scene, we have everything. No, let's pour more money into it. That's all I had to do. That's all I had to do.
These are your top profit.
It made more than Far Cry.
Hi, I'm JT, and I made Results
What up,
Hunter,
JT?
the search engine for conservatives. Let me just tell you what it does.
What up,
First of
JT?
all,
Why the are you trying to go up against giants like COD or Apex Legends?
It's so
or
stupid,
Sea
bro.
of Thieves
Fortnite.
or Rocket League when you have a unique game that no one can compete with? It's right.
It's like literally 101. You know what I mean? Like, I guess COD is like search and destroy, but like, dude, Siege is like just special because of how it plays.
There.
Because of how it plays.
It just feels like this is a company that like doesn't really see.
They're just like money hungry, bro.
Rather as like numbers for them to just
Literally.
maximize
And that's the
profit.
worst
I
way
did
you
a
can look
show
at
about
something
League of Legends called Arcane.
like that.
If you don't live under a rock, you know what Arcane is. It's one of the most successful.
Dude, I wanna
most
watch this.
successful and award-winning game adaptation show
Looks crazy.
ever. And it created songs that had like 400 million streams on Spotify. It created some of the biggest songs ever. Arcane lost money, by the way. Arcane went negative, by the way. But you want to know what a Riot exec said to that?
What? It went negative?
People think we make things like Arcane to sell skins, when in reality we sell skins.
Bro,
to
get
make
this guy
like
on
Arcane.
Siege, man. Get this guy
Arcane
on
for players is so
Siege.
crushed for us. I know League of Legends have their problems with Riot, but it feels like the top guys at Riot
Bro.
at least really care about their games.
Yeah.
They wanna push out
Yeah,
something
I agree
really
with that.
good.
I agree with
At
that.
least it feels like they know what League of Legends is. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I look at Ubisoft, it just feels like they want to reduce spending, and keep maximizing.
They're just like
profit.
such a
Just
money hungry
ride
company.
This wave of success all the way until the game fades into obscurity. It feels like sometimes they don't even know anything about Rainbow Six.
It's like if you make
what it
3
is,
bill off a game,
at it
like
it's
how are you
numbers
just
all
like,
today. The reason I know
yeah,
that
let's not
because
pour more
I
money
was
into it.
Personally, in that scenario, if I thought that way, I literally wouldn't have a YouTube channel. There was a fork road in my career at one point with content. My editor today, Dapper, is quite expensive because he's good, but I was waiting to
Shout
sign
out
as a
Dapper.
content creator so an org could pay me so that I could pay that money to Dapper. No one was willing to take the risk, so I said, F it. I went negative thousands of dollars to pay Dapper.
Shit.
Our first 2 videos together are our 2 most viewed videos.
Damn,
Literally
that's
2
dope,
million
actually.
views combined. These first 2 videos together that blew me up, that gave me my entire career today.
Dude,
When I won the
that
Man
one
Crush
vid
Together,
that video,
that blew me
this
up,
one,
that gave
this
me
one's
my
tough.
entire career
I
today.
watched that one. That one's a
Manchester
great
Major
video.
with Beast Coast becoming the best Siege team in the world.
Shout
Before
out,
that,
shout
the
out.
last team I built with Beast Coast was 9th place, and they were paying us pennies. And Beast Coast, I don't know why, but they randomly decided, F it, we'll give you $3,000 a month to pay your players, doubling the salary they offered us like the previous 2
Go.
stages. I said, F it. And I was able to acquire good players with that we took to win a world championship. Point being, imagine if I tried to play it safe with profit like how Ubisoft is doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a YouTube channel today. Imagine if
Because
I-
you gotta risk, like, you gotta risk stuff to get rewarded. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, literally, like, when you look at, like, any celebrity, or you look at any YouTuber, or anything, it's like, they risk. You know, they put things on the line, you know what I mean, to get paid out. You know, it's literally like gambling. Like, I know maybe that's, I feel like, because like you gamble money, right? $5. If I make a parlay, you know, I slide $5 and I could get paid out, you know, a good amount of money. Pretty much what Ubisoft needs to do. And it's like, it's safer though than gambling because you already have the player base. You know what I mean? It's more like when you make a parlay and it's like protected. You guys ever do Flex Friday on Prize Picks? Like that's kind of what it is. It's like, yeah, you pour money in, but it's like you know you're gonna get it back if you lose. Where it's like if Siege is making you $3 billion already, and you have this huge community and like content creators, and you have everything literally that you could want in the game, fan base on all levels of the game. You have your content creators, you have your pro league scene, you have all of this. And it's like, it would not hurt to pour more money in. So then those people, like this big player base you already have, is just more well fed. And then that still brings new players instead of not giving content and just expecting them to just keep playing. You know, it's like, just like, what it sounds like to me is it's a lack of like interest. Like they just don't really care. Like it's just the money. That's all they care about. They don't want to pour money that they already made and risk it.
The greatest sports athlete dynasties often take salary
Yeah,
cuts.
Jalen Brunson. I know they haven't won a chip, but Jalen Brunson.
Corporate world, but if you look at the very, very top, it's always those who sacrifice. Those who understand you have to go negative before you go positive. Those who take risks.
You always you pretty much always fail in life before you go up, bro. Or that's maybe not a great thing, but to say, but
it's so easy to say they just need to invest. What are they gonna invest in? They can just throw money at
the workers, you know what I mean? Content.
The anti-cheat.
Which, again, I'll get into this. I'm gonna make it quick. I play on console, so our cheaters are like Zim and Cronus, which is not the same at all as PC, by the way. It's not the same at all. So yeah, we'll see what he has to say, because obviously he plays PC, obviously, and a lot of other people like Skittles and a lot of other big content creators do so. Which I'm always interested to see what cheating is like.
A pro or a creator is crying about cheaters, but usually
Yeah.
it only affects the top of the ladder. So usually normal players' playing experiences are affected.
Exactly.
This season is bad because there are people in gold and silver now that I have personally heard
Actually,
are globally experiencing.
I didn't know that.
Not only that, they
I didn't know
the
that.
casual version of this game free to play. And if you know anything about free to play versions of games,
Dexter
you
Morgan.
really get infested
Yeah, true.
with cheaters.
I guess, because now you don't have to pay money to cheat.
I have so many clips of actually people just running outside the building full aimbotting, and it just sucks to know that people getting into the game, their first taste of it will be cheaters.
Which is horrible. Which is the worst thing that can happen when you install a game and play it for the first time.
I actually branched out in a Counter-Strike for this reason. I had a really successful 200,000 view video watching Counter-Strike, and a lot of people came in my chat after that saying, "Hey FETT, loved your video on Counter-Strike. You made me want to pick up and try Siege," and it just hurt me in the heart.
Because they get on the game and they're like, "Man, this game sucks." Man, this game sucks.
People were picking up Siege, loading
Bro.
into casual games, and just
Literally loading into the worst state of Siege ever, bro.
I was working my ass off to bring players into the game and back into the game, knowing full well they would come back to playing an unplayable piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because that's the real issue with cheaters. Cheaters are not important because they ruin the competitive strategy or blah 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 blah. That doesn't really matter. Cheaters and quality life and hit reg and all these other things.
Oh my god, I
sound
saw
and
this
all
clip
that
of hit reg.
are
Hit reg is so
important
bad
because
right
of
now, bro.
playability. No one's
Dude,
gonna play.
exactly, because like it's literally just like the big thing with cheaters is it's like, okay, you know, if you play a cheater, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like you can't win. But the thing is it's like, especially on PC side of it, like if you're on console and you're playing like Cronus or you're playing as Zim, like the game is still playable. You know what I mean? Like yes, they're gonna have an advantage, but like you can still kill them. You can still beat them. You know what I mean? You could still win the game. When you're playing aimbotters and people with walls, like you're gonna lose on PC, and it's just a waste of time. So when you're constantly getting into games with cheaters, it just makes the game unplayable because like you're just wasting your time. You don't want to sit here and just waste your time not having a chance to win, not having a chance to kill people because they're cheating versus console. And especially if he's saying, you know what I mean, like, because we all know that it was always like the top end of like champs. You know what I mean? Like the top end of the spectrum. That's why you saw so many cheaters against like your content creators, because they only are really in the top upper echelon. But now if it's like in gold and silver and like all ranks, it's horrible. It's horrible. You know what I mean? Like the players are not going to want to grind.
Play your game if it's not a playable game.
Literally, yeah. They'll go play something else.
And game update section, because a lot of people complain about the game not receiving enough updates and content and changes that they make. But honest to God, a lot of popular games have had stretches or have stayed the same over the years. Like CS has basically stayed entirely the same, and it's still one of the most played games. What matters is that the game is playable.
That is very true. Where Skittles didn't really, he thought content was over cheaters, but which is interesting to see kind of two sides.
CS and Siege. Ask them which game do they think is conceptually the better the game. I can bet you like $20,000 that more than half of the people you ask will consistently say CS or Siege is preferred conceptually to Valorant. But they will end up playing.
But the state of Siege is just so bad that it's like
Valorant. That game is just more playable. I'm gonna be real. I hate Valorant, but it's so popular because it's playable.
That's so real.
Is amazing.
It's real.
The hit reg is amazing. They prioritize these things going into the game, so the game feels.
Yo, did you guys see that clip? Bro, hold up. You guys watching this? He drops to go do a kitchen or a back arsenal execute, bro, and he just look at his face. Yeah. And that's why those games stay at the top, bro.
Yes, I know. There will always be cheats, and they will always be ahead of the.
Because, like, at the end of the day, like, you would rather have your game literally be playable than have the content, which is what I agree with. Obviously, I'm on console, so my opinion's different, where, like, it's not... it's probably never going to get to that point where it's, like, the playability's so bad. For me, it's more of, like, okay, yeah, where's the content? You know what I mean? For more of, like, the console base, but, like, yeah, I get that from a standpoint of, like, PC. The playability. Like, I get this side. Yeah. And it's like it's literally every update. They're like, oh yeah, every season they're like, guys, anti-cheat, new anti-cheats coming, updates to anti-cheat, and we're all like, nice, guys, nice. The game's gonna be playable, and then it literally is the exact same. It's literally, if not worse. Yeah. Because, like, you're probably never going to be able to fully get rid of cheaters, but if you can just make it, like...
really horrible loading screens to the point where
as little as possible.
People are saying that if GTA didn't have loading screens, it would easily be the top one game in the entire universe. Cheaters in Siege are like GTA loading screens. It just makes the game unplayable. Cheaters got so bad.
Bro, that's low-key like a good comp.
Feature where if your teammate leaves the game within the first minute, you can cancel the game. Intended for like internet issues, but really used to dodge cheaters. They cool down for that 5 minutes. When I queued up with our friends who had very impressive ranks, our experience was this. We got canceled on, we got canceled on again, we got canceled on again, we got canceled on again, and then when we finally got into a game, it was a bunch of blatant cheaters that...
Yeah. And like, bro, he's talking about that, and it's like, at that point, like, how much time did he waste? Canceling what? 5 games? 4 or 5 games, and then playing a game and then getting it canceled? Like, that's just a waste of your time. That's just a literal waste.
I'm a survivor. I told you, Fat. I told you every game.
Because, like, at that point, it's like, there's so many better things you can do with your life with that time.
That's a big portion of the game's players that spends all the monies buying all the accounts. It makes Ubisoft's money. That's why they won't do it. That's actually been disproven. Cheater bots in Team Fortress 2 plagued the servers and made up about 1/6 of the player base. That's right.
Yeah, there's no way cheaters are that big of an issue, bro.
And guess what happened? Like you saw in the headline, the player population doubled over the course of the next couple of days. This spike is where they banned all those bots, which was 1/6 of their player base, and then the population
Look at that, bro. Like,
because people want to play a cheater-free.
oh my god. Like, just watching stuff like this just makes me like pissed. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I love Siege, but like, dude, just it's like,
Even if only the top players gets cheaters, dude, that's your marketability of the game. The streamers,
yeah,
the content creators, the pros.
they can just play with no
All the
issue.
one-taps, all the crazy people. That's who markets your game.
Exactly.
The biggest streamers and creators ever, if not the biggest.
If they all
Right now,
quit,
CJ
you have nobody marketing your game, and then you have to pay more money for people to market your game that isn't genuine.
That is literally what Blue spoiled up, hitting #1 champ. I'm thinking of like content from other games, like League of Legends, where you
And he would never grind a #1 champ nowadays, bro.
The #1 whatever player. I interview the #1 ranked player and sees what he's different. All of that potential for content and up and coming players, up and coming content, superstars and pros, all gone out, washed the window, because now when we look at a top 5 leaderboard, top 20 leaderboard on
it's
Steam,
just
we
cheaters,
assume
doxers,
they are
all this stuff.
blatant cheaters.
Yeah.
It speaks to one of my other points when I was on the 6-on-6 podcast on the Tarot, that I talked about how I don't like. I feel like the spirit of Siege is dead because I don't feel like playing it anymore. And Tarot goes, yeah, well maybe that's because you're getting old and you don't have a taste for games anymore.
No. This is so stupid. It's so stupid. That is such a stupid thing to say. Especially, like, I'll say, for me, like, a console person to say that, like, maybe it's just they're bored of the no content and stuff like that, but, like, as a PC player saying that to a PC player when you know he just probably plays, like, all cheaters, that's.
I'm like, that might be true, and I agree with that effect if I didn't have access to a population of players called pros that I could gauge their opinions on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're getting old. Pros should be playing the game all the time.
Literally.
My pro friends used to always stack up the top 5. NJR and Spirits, when Spirits 1v1 Jinxie, he was a #1 champ. They would play
dead ass.
#1 champ. BDS and Shika, when they won the Yanchiping Major, they were champs 1 through 5. If the pros are not even.
And, like, if you have any pros on Twitter, follow them. They literally just say ranks unplayable. That's all. That's what they say. They don't, like, they would rather scrim over which play ranked, but, like, which could be true, which is probably more fun, but, like, they don't play ranked that much
anymore because they're just gonna run into that many cheaters anyways.
Yeah.
I think
and waste their time.
A pretty good measure of the playability of the game. Jinxie left for Clash for the same reason.
Literally.
He was stream sniping and different stuff that I can't really see a good fix to because he's just that popular. But
yeah.
I think that's the most important thing.
But still, there's no content in the game
people
for him.
Want to see changes to the actual game and the content itself, so we can't have a Save Siege video without talking about.
Yeah. Yes. Which, Skittles, we looked at Skittles' video. Kind of the best things that I got from that I very much agreed with is new rank system, for sure. And then ranked mode. 1v1 ranked, 2v2 ranked, and then new maps. That's kind of my big 3, I would say.
Okay. After the Save Siege trend started, a big Siege creator by the name of Macy J quote retweeted it.
Macy J. Oh no, Macy J. Macy J is chill. Okay, Siege is in a terrible state right now. Cheaters in half-ranked lobbies, unfair ranked matches, less and less content every season. The movement starts now. I tried to warn people for 2 years that this is the direction Siege was going. I normally wouldn't do the I told you so, but I've been the punching bag all this time for saying what is now mainstream opinion. Macy J is just like kind of a crybaby though. So
I've been warning people about this for a while now. Now, if you don't know, Macy J.
I know he tries not to come off like that, but sometimes.
Massive OG Siege creator that figured out a lot of cool ways to use the utilities and tricks in the game.
Yeah.
And his complaint was that the game was always leaning too much towards a TDM meta where you could run around like a moron and shoot everyone and gun everyone down and play mindlessly and rank what Siege is meant to be a tactical.
Very true, which is why they got rid of the ACOGs this season. Other than the on defense.
A reflection of, I believe, the debate between players on the state of the game right now, because I do believe on one end you have a lot of players who come into Siege wanting to play a tactical game and end up playing some FPS slop and are like, oh, why is this guy not reinforcing, running around, going for kills? And
very
on the
true.
other end, you have people complaining about how Ubisoft has actually slowed down the game through their changes they've removed.
Very true. It just kind of, it's like, it literally just all started because they even made it like that in the first place. So
ADS speed, they slowed down the character speeds. They've slowed it all down in the name of
yeah.
They've specifically said that they were tired of seeing people like Shaiko peaking 400 times and going for one shot totally. They wanted to see more Yuto clear.
Yeah.
They kind of had these two extremes of a siege,
which I don't mind. I kind of like playing like that.
Slow down. It needs to be more gunfighting. And my opinion on it is that Siege is the best FPS in the world because both are equally viable options.
Very true, because the game is entertaining and you have fun either way. I feel like, you know what I mean, where like, yes, the way the game is played changes, but it still is like entertaining no matter which way it is. Which obviously if they want to make it slow, you know, they can make it slow, but it works fast too.
It's not like Valve where the player try to see something and not die to something that isn't a gun for the 400th time every time you walk on the side. No, you can both walk at someone and out aim them.
Yeah,
and
literally
you can play a really crazy util dump.
Yes,
At any
which is
time.
Again, it's so versatile.
Siege gunfighting is the best FPS gunfighting in the world. It literally
it is
combines,
really good.
like, COD fun gunfighting with tech FPS style.
Yeah,
and it
one shot
beautifully
headshot.
works.
Yeah, really good.
And you felt good gunfighting
yes.
Siege, that shit feels so crisp. The game has no aim assist on console, yet console players are still coming over to PC.
Literally.
Literally. And dogging on him.
Literally.
It shows both how beautiful it is that you can be really snappy and sparky and have crazy satisfying headshot aim and
yes.
Siege, but also outposition people and be tactical with your gunfighting.
Which again is why the game is so good.
Positioning.
Why it's so good.
It's some of the best gunfighting in any FPS game ever, if not the best gunfighting in any FPS game ever. And for that reason, the people saying take away one-shot headshot, I mean, it would just
literally the worst decision they could do. If they take away one-shot headshot, I might not play the game anymore. Like completely honest. Like, I don't know how people want that.
Remove the feel of Siege. I do agree with it on through barricades. I think through barricades or surfaces,
I could get behind that, but just like in a normal gunfight, no.
There shouldn't be one-shot headshot, but like
this.
Okay. Yeah, my bad for the ads, guys. I'm not rich enough for premium, so you're gonna have to endure those 4-second ads.
Shit, but I think the game is beautiful for that reason. That
yeah.
being said, I do not think the game will get any slower if you continue to slow down its mechanics. Just because I feel like the game plays aggressive because of how good people end up getting at the game.
That is very true. That is very true.
League of Legends for another example. This mechanic by Insec is performing a character that dashes to a player, places an item behind a player, dashes to that through a different ability, and kicks him back into his team right there. Does that look crazy to you? Because at the time in 2013 or whenever this was a million years ago, this was insane, right? Like this was a top pro, most insane play of all time. It got named after him. It was the greatest feat of mechanical skill, and now it looks like your average silver or gold playing said champion.
And that's just how it is, bro. That's how it was with Fortnite. You know what I mean? Because see, like, look at when Fortnite first came out, bro. People couldn't even build, and then now it's like you look at the game now, and it's like, what is even happening when they're building and editing and stuff like that?
Players get better at a game over time, and I think that's just like any game with a shooting mechanic is bound to get more aggressive as players get better
for sure.
at shooting people. Because now,
but like, it's not as bad in Siege because it's like a lot of it is like positioning and like game sense and like in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
And shoot people. I don't think slowing the game down mechanically actually would slow down players' play styles.
Yeah.
However,
true.
I actually do have a solution for this that a lot of people might not like, which is changing the sound. Now, if you don't know how Siege sound works, they basically try to make it as realistic as possible, and the sound only travels through openings, so that's doorways or holes. Thus, if someone's right next to you, but there's a wall between y'all, the sound you'll hear of them won't be through the wall, but through the nearest doorway. And for that reason, you'll have a lot of audio disconnects and a lot of weird maps with weird rooms because sound will just travel so weird in that room.
That is very true. That is very true.
So with ping added into it, it's just like you can't even hear like an Ash rushing up a staircase.
That is very true. That is very true.
Because it just sound is just so strange. Honest to God, crazy idea. What if we made the sound linear? What if we made it like every other FPS game where the sound travels directly to you, to your spot, and it gets muffled maybe through however objects.
I kind of like that. They're never going to do that because they just changed it, but That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad change.
The game so much simpler. It would make it so much more consistent.
Yeah.
And you know what game has perfect sound like that, where you can pinpoint where a player is if they're just near you at all? CS. It's all about gunning people down and shooting people and being.
It's funny that that isn't how the sound is though, with how realistic the game is.
Really,
you know what I mean?
your aim. Yet it doesn't play like the freak aggression fest that Siege ranked and sometimes upper level Siege plays like. Because you hear everything everyone doing is that they're near you. Because then like those rush plays and like playing so fast would be way worse. Because you could just hear it. You could just hear them running. You know, it's way easier to identify. Won't be able to sprint up a staircase through a barbed wire. So that it slows down the game without having to take out ACOGs, do all this stuff. Make sound linear and give players an ability to walk completely silently, and players will have a lot more time calculating their exact moves. Dude, this is why I wanted to watch the video, because it's like already, dude, it's like 20 minutes in the video. Sound change would be generationally better for the game, I think. And then the money point, where he's talking about the upper execs and how it's like not the dev's fault. Like that's two things that I would have never thought of. It's gonna get me wallbanged and shit.
There are new
but like that, it is what it is though. It's so realistic. It's like it is what it is, bro. Now instead of playing like a rat on defense, you're gonna have to sit behind cover on a power spot. Oh my god, how the game is being played. And now instead of being able to run at that guy at a power spot with Ash, you have to actually like use util to clear him out of that spot. Like the end goal of what all these people are saying. If someone has to sit on a powerful spot and you can't run at that person on a powerful spot, you have to clear them out. Boom, the game plays like how it's supposed to be played. Honestly, God, that's my like really weird wacko solution. I like that a lot, actually. I like that a lot more than I thought I was going to. There's a clip from a pro game where Canadians literally DMRing this barricade in front of a player and did not hear him the player didn't hear him do it at all. And when I tagged him and joked at him about it, he said, "You must have not played this season because they have cooked something special with the sound." Nave. Average Nave clip. If you can't hear anything they're doing. Speaking of the way the game feels, a really interesting tweet I've seen recently from our R6 Pro and 3-4, JV champion, JV92, is a MOBA, but with... R6 is a MOBA, but with, I don't know what the translation is supposed to be here, probably guns. You guys aren't ready for this conversation. What is a MOBA? This got me thinking, or why does R6 feel like a MOBA recently to some players, but like a crazy gun fest to other players? Meta of the game right now, overwhelmingly, is made up of shields. That's right. Yeah. In a shooter game, there are operators that have how I know how is Blackbeard so crazy strong still, and they haven't tried to like aggressively nerf him is beyond me. It's beyond me. Why he was even introduced in the first place, I know they said they planned like 3 years in advance, but why he was even introduced is beyond me. I have no problem with Monty. Because the thing with Monty is when you play him how he's supposed to be played, he is like awesome. He's awesome because the way he's supposed to be played is he literally you have him entry like into the building, and you have him literally just scope everything out. And he's supposed to like kind of analyze everything, call out things, call out. And then he's supposed to be the one that eventually goes for the plan. He's supposed to literally just be an intel gathering person who then goes for the plan. When people use him to just run at you and just like shield rush and stuff like that, it's just annoying. But Blitz is annoying. Blackbeard's annoying. The only one I respect is Monty when you play him like right. Because that's how I feel like Monty should be played. You know what I mean? And that's how you see him played in Pro League. And that's why I like it so much. Like dude, I'm such a Pro League like geek. I love watching Pro League. So like that kind of play style I like. But yeah, Shield is just so disgusting. Like I just ban Blackbeard every time I play. And it's like, "Oh, you can just ban him." Okay. Well, if I didn't have to, you know, it'd be better. Big riot shield in front of them and carry it in front of them the entire time and are invincible as long as the shield covers their entire body. And what they also did is they did the limb damage change, which actually buffs shields. So it's like you're gonna nerf Blackbeard, who's probably like the best operator in the game, but then you're gonna buff them at the same time.
3 of these operators, and they buffed them into the stratosphere. And funny enough, my team abused those shields exactly to win the major because we figured it out before everyone else.
Yeah, they've been strong for
Every
so
single
long.
attack, S-tier operators, and they are absolutely insane. But if you're a casual fan or you're watching from the outside, this seems insane to you. What place do invincible riot shields have in a tactical shooter? It really makes no sense that you can just sit there with a riot shield and clear people out and endlessly pressure them and sit there just unharmed, unable to be touched because you're so tucked up behind your riot shield in the shooter game. Especially for the mass majority of the player base, which is console. It's much harder for players on joystick.
Yeah, it is way, I will say, it is way harder to play against shields on console. It is way harder to play on shields on console. 100%. Like, you have such, like, the chances of killing a blitz when you get stunned on PC is infinitely times higher on console. Infinitely. It's like he said, it's literally because of the joysticks. It's literally just because we use a controller. We use a controller, and like this controller, it's a pro controller, so I have like buttons in the back, but like even then, bro, you know what I mean? Not how many people have a pro controller, and that doesn't even help me.
When you've been trying to shoot at their feet this whole time, because that's literally the only area that's slightly vulnerable if they're not a moron.
Yes.
They can cover their entire body by just looking down.
Yes.
And being invincible.
Yes.
I actually do have a solution for how I would change shields.
I meant,
Please.
please.
Very controversial. I actually think the way shields play in a strategy or a properly executed strategy is fine.
Yeah.
It's unique to the game. It's
Yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, where you use Monty more as like a plan intel kind of guy. Like that's how I like when like Monty's used. Even like Blitz. You know what I mean? But obviously you're gonna use Monty more for that, but like still, bro.
People do have riot shields in real life.
Yeah.
I think the things that's unrealistic is that when a shield is able to stand there for 2,000 years and just stare at you with no way to punish that shield while you gone what the rest of the team is doing.
Yes. I swear they like, you know the thing where you like punch it more and more and more and it like breaks more and more. I swear that's like not a thing. I swear that's like not a thing. Or it's not as good as it should be.
Pro match of BNK Furex versus SG. This Fontaine, which is the operator that can fully cover himself with a shield, has been sitting in rafters for like the last 20 seconds of the round.
Horrible. It's horrible.
You actually see him pushing into garage at 50 seconds and through the outline still in garage.
Yeah,
and then
that's
20 seconds
insane.
Later, he's still staring at this guy in garage by himself. And you gotta think about
by
it.
himself.
Remember, even if you're not a Siege player, imagine this massive riot shield sitting in your face. If you turn away, he ADSs in on you and kills you.
Yeah,
You can't
literally.
You have to look at him, and that whole time.
And he's on PC, so he's gonna have way better aim.
Whether or not his teammates are coming around to get you, or his teammates are going to get the rest of the team, which is what BNK.
Yeah, like look, bro, look. And like at this point, he knows like to not kill this guy, to not even give him a chance. So he's just gonna pressure him and pressure him and pressure him and pressure him.
And they all hit the site. Right, but just like I don't think a shield should be able to do that. I think that's actually the frustrating part of shields. Oh, FETT, just see for the shield. To that I say,
just see for the shield. Yeah, get out. Get out, bro. Yeah. Dude, direct like look at how close he is, and it doesn't even kill him.
Point blank, if you just look at them with their shield. By the way, like that's.
I get it's a shield, but like still,
insane,
bro.
Just absolutely batshit crazy change. I think would fix this. I think actually Osa is a shield operator that actually plays like I feel like a shield operator should play.
That is very true. But like she's not as used as much, is because the other ones are just busted.
The shield. I think the part of the game where they push in is fine with their team. I think the part of the game that sucks was when they just stand there, menacingly, invincible. So, I think they should have an HP bar, like Overwatch. And maybe
I kind of like that. Where it, like, deteriorates. That would be kind of cool. I feel like it'd be... I like that, actually. I do like that. That'd be a good change. Because, I mean, you could make, like, blitzes, like, low. Dude, I like that. I like that.
and they should like equip another one or some shit, like an old Blackbeard shield, or have it so that after you deplete their HP bar, your bullets start damaging the shield to the shield. Because like I know the game's not realistic, well, like in real life, bro, you're not gonna be able to sit there and tank.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Yeah.
Your face. Like at some point, the bullets will start hurting you.
Yeah.
Right? And I think what that's gonna do is it's gonna force the shield to actually choose.
That is a good point, dude. That is a really good point.
I actually think that might...
Dude, because that would really fix a lot of it. Because like shields would still have their value. You know what I mean? Like they would still be able to like scope you could scope out and you could get your intel and you could push, but like it would just like you couldn't play as fast. Because if you play as fast, then your shield's gonna be depleted for the end of the round. And then at that point you're only gonna have a pistol. So it's really gonna make the player decide about how they want to play. Which I do really like. And it does eliminate that thing where it's like they can literally just like sit in a corner. They can literally just keep a player where it is. Like, yes, to a point, I feel like that should be in the game. To a point. But having it an accessible way to, like, counter it and put more pressure and make it, like, more of a decision and, like, put it on the shield player to, like, know what they have to do. And make it, like, a bigger skill gap, I guess, with the shields. Would be better. I do like that because again, like I agree. You know what I mean? Like shield should not be like the best thing in the game. You want your gunfights to be the best thing in the game. You don't want to be playing a shield every round because when you're on defense and they have a shield and you're like, oh my god, bro, you're just like, oh my god, I hate this.
Actually balance out the world on that. Now, other game changes I've seen people really bring up a lot is like what this entire list, but like
Coffee vert
1v1 and 2v2 3v3 ranked modes, different.
That'd be cool.
Console games. I'm gonna be real. This is unrealistic. This is just not.
Honestly, I kind of agree with him, but to a point, it's like it'd be good. You know, like it just changes, like it just gives you more variety. You know, it gives you just way more variety on how you want to play because it's like I want to play ranked, I want to play some competitive, but I don't want to play 5v5. Let me just hop in a 1v1 ranked. 1v1s are super popular. Why isn't that a mode? You know what I mean? Like that would be a great just kind of like a change of pace mode from like 5v5. You know, like it doesn't have to be pro league or anything, you know? But like a 1v1, 2v2 ranked, like that'd be cool. That'd be something new, unique. That's something that is very replayable, and it would just add kind of another layer to the game, you know? Which I guess, you know, not everyone thinks that way, but like it's just like a cool thing. Like I don't know how much I'm gonna be playing 1v1 ranked, you know? Like I'm probably not gonna play it that much, but like sometimes I'll hop in, you know what I mean? And especially for players who really like that, it just adds another layer, bro. You know what I mean? And it adds more replayability to the game. It's another reason why people would come on and play on the game. Does it need to be added like immediately? No. Is it gonna fix everything? No. But it's just a cool content thing. You know what I mean? And that's what I think. You know what I mean? And like obviously like he thinks a lot of the issues are not from content itself, it's from cheaters and like literally the top of the company, which is right. I think everything is right. I think just everything needs to be overhauled. Like, you know what I mean? Like there needs to be more content. There needs to be better content. There needs to be more money poured into the game from the upper people. You know what I mean? More trust. And then the cheaters need to, you know, they need to invest in the anti-cheat. The anti-cheat needs to get better. They need to ban cheaters. You know what I mean? And like it's a culmination of all of those. Yes, is the content maybe like the least of the worry? Yes, but it's still important, I think. You know what I mean? Because like imagine if Dual Front was a hit. You know? Imagine if they brought a 1v1 or 2v2 ranked system and not Dual Front. You know? I feel like maybe the player base would maybe be a little bit more up right now. I don't know. You know, that's just a shout, you know? But again, like they just need to add like more replayability. Like not they need to, but like it's just always good in a game, right? And especially like no one's going to complain when they add a 1v1 ranked mode or a 2v2 ranked mode. You know, no one's going to complain 3v3 ranked mode. You know, no one's going to complain. They're just going to be like, "Oh, this is dope." You know what I mean? Literally, you're going to get pretty much positive reception on that other than the people being like, "Oh, fix the cheaters, fix the ranked system."
happening. Especially like even if we did add new queues, we do not have the player base to support these queues. They had a dual front, bro. You probably could not get a dual front game to save your life these days.
Okay, but a dual front versus 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3 rank mode. I think if they like fixed the game first and then added that, you know what I mean? Like fix cheaters and like kind of brought the game back and then added that, that'd be dope. Like fix it a little bit and then added it, and then you would pull in like a lot of people back.
200 people total playing that shit, right? But
literally.
Actually help out. And speaking of game modes that people have frustration with, rank 2.0. How would you help it? Well, here's the thing with rank 2.0.
See, because now he's gonna bring up ranked. Well, obviously you gotta fix ranked, but it's just like an add-on thing. Because I think again, like I've literally said it over and over, in like the past like 2 minutes. It'd just be good to add. But yes, ranked, they need to fix ranked 2.0 like stat. Like that should be in the content realm of things, should be the first thing that gets fixed. Should be the #1 thing that gets fixed.
Actually, kind of, as much as people are frustrated with rank 2.0 and matchmaking, it actually kind of worked. People did actually want to play the game more, having like a progressive rank that as long as they played, they will get all the way to
yeah, but then the thing is the matchmaking was bad. Exactly. The reason they start from there is to build up and get the rewards and stuff. But when the rewards are not that good, and the game, gameplay-wise, is not in the greatest state, playability-wise, cheaters and stuff like that, that's where you get, like, it's bad, you know?
Just getting their ranks and, like, not really caring or playing anymore. It actually did increase the amount of games
which I can
that
see.
were played. The problem with it is that there's a different side of the community that plays this game. One that actually wants to play really, really competitively.
Yes.
In fact, the game itself.
Where, like, at that point, like, another thing with the content-wise is it's like, why are Siege Cups not way more competitive? Why is there not more competitiveness within the Siege Cups? Why aren't you playing for R6 credits? Why aren't you playing for Renown? Why aren't you playing for super cool rewards like that go for a lot of money on the marketplace, you know, to make them more competitive? Why aren't they all the time? Why aren't they only the, you know, like, why isn't like Siege Cup super ultra competitive?
It's just inherently competitive. I mean, people are I don't think you like play this game that much if you're not sweating at this game. So here's what I would do. On rank 2.0, honestly, whatever, if it's good, if it's working for the game, if it makes people play, keep it. But separate it out at a certain threshold. Jinxie said this once, I believe, so credit to him for saying this. At a certain threshold,
I've never heard this.
Change it off of rank 2.0. Make it like regular plus minus gain.
I feel like that would work. Where like the first bit is like rank 2.0, where it's like how much you play, and then like once you hit like Emerald or Diamond, you like switch it. That I don't hate that. I don't know if that is the best way to go about it, but I feel like that wouldn't be too bad. And then you wouldn't have to change it like too much because you would already have rank 2.0 in the game, and then you just have to make some adjustments where like you add it, you know. That's an interesting point.
Add a top 500 rank.
Yeah. They need to add a new rank, I think. Just
after that.
Yeah, yes.
Number in the world you wore. Now
that incentivizes grinding. That's another thing with the rank system, is it doesn't like when you grind for numbers, like it means nothing. When do you see that? Like, how do you see that? Oh, you go on a alternate website to see what rank this guy got. Like, it doesn't matter what rank you end up getting, like number wise. Like, oh, I can say I'm top 500 champ, and then I get a couple more views on TikTok, you know. But you get nothing in game. You know, it's worse.
That you got rid of cheaters, right? Like, this assumes you got rid of cheaters.
Yeah, yes.
Otherwise, cheaters will just literally fill up this entire rank. But
literally.
That would actually incentivize people to play the game.
I would, yes. Along with new charms, better charms, cool backgrounds,
play with your boys,
cool rewards.
Stack, playing the craziest strategies, sweating your ass off until 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. You could endlessly play the game back then. You would watch streamers like Modiga, like the crazy rank stacks, just play like the Jinxie stack, play the game with each other.
Yes, it makes you want to just play rank.
Console tournaments will run all late into the night. Ranked is where it starts with that, and watching your favorite creators playing ranked endlessly on a playable game would make it happen. I think that you should have like the Ubisoft police in the top 500 and people streams making sure that streamers games are cheaters free.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's biased. It's your marketing strategy for the game.
Literally,
The top
yeah.
500 is squeaky clean. Reviewing the those games and hiring more of an anti-cheat games to manage.
Which then it all goes back to the top of the company. Do they get the money? Do they get the funding for it?
Manually be able to go through those match replays and pound on those games because that is your representation of the game. People don't have a reason to push anymore for the top.
Nope.
If everyone can just get champ.
Nope. And especially in a system where it's like you have to play so much. We were talking about this on the Skittles video, where he brought up a good point where it was like the rank system is a lot of time over skill, where it's you can spend like the people like you can spend so much time to get to the rank you want. It's more time than skill. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can lose so many games, but then you can like you can also get so high because it's like if you just play so many games, like you're just gonna get the rank you want, versus like it's less skill because like if you have all the skill in the world and no time, then you're not gonna hit the rank you want. Versus if you have the time and no skill, you know, you can get to where you want. Which is why I think it should be the rank system should be more of a skill over time base. You know, at baseline, where I guess like it would maybe work for like the top rank, which would be kind of cool if it was like kind of split where it's like rank 2.0 and then it's new rank system like rank 1.0 at the top. But like the rank system should prioritize like skill over time, where like if you are good at the game, like you don't have to spend as much time to get to where you want to be or where you should be, versus like it should be like that, because then it's like, okay, still the people who have no skill then have the time to get better, you know what I mean, and then get to that area where they have the skill, you know. So
in rank 2.0. Speaking of the top of the game, another big debate that happens is that people really hate that developers seemingly balance around the more competitive side of the game when there are casual players.
that is true.
Now, this one I don't really know the right answer to. The most
It's really hard. It is hard to do that.
Player base, League of Legends, Apex, Valorant, those all balance around their top players.
Yeah,
okay?
Which that one is tough because like yes, your player base is a lot more casual, but like you want like when your pro league and your esports are going on, you don't want it to look like be in a bad spot. So like I don't have an issue with them catering more towards the pro league side. I do think it is fair that they do it with that.
Says balance around your top players because it makes sense. If
Yeah.
a top player can abuse it, then it's not broken and just lower skill. And then you have turbo brick monsters that like this guy who was complaining about the fact
These changes will very much hurt him as an operator. Wait.
And then you have turbo.
These changes are not that extreme, but are still very good. I think Blackbeard will still be very strong. Yeah, getting caught on a reload, dying in every engagement will definitely make him stronger. Is this guy mad that Blackbeard's getting banned or nerfed? What? Bro, I didn't say he would be stronger. I just don't think the nerfs will make him useless. You got the reading comprehension of a laundry detergent, my guy. The point is having to make it harder to reload is beyond dumb, Mr. Professional Player, lol. But yeah, let's keep balancing the game to cater to you. Whatever you say, Mr. Low. Never shifted a goalpost, just pointed out making a basic game mechanic like reloading harder doesn't help a character that's more exposed than any other thing. Okay, but like what is he saying? Like why is he mad that Blackbeard's getting nerfed? Why was he mad about this? You want him to be able to reload behind a shield and basically be invincible. Okay, nice.
Like what? Like this guy
like what?
was complaining about the fact that Blackbeard had to strategically place himself, like reload.
Yeah, that takes just more skill.
Remove Blackbeard's ability to safely reload behind.
You did not have to be strategically placed to reload as Blackbeard, not as much as any other op at least. You also can't get mad first, then complain when the other person does it. These changes will make him more of a high risk, high reward, which is better instead of a low risk, high reward. This guy gets it. This guy gets it.
As if you aren't supposed to reload to reposition with every other operator
yes,
in the game.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you have games like Fortnite, who, despite having like a more like fluctuating player base, do make changes a lot around fun and the casual player base. I know the competitive side of the game is more restricted, but the other hand is appealing to the casual audience is good. And on top of that,
Yeah.
you have to balance.
Well, I feel
on
like
console.
I feel like for
It's a
that,
whole
like
different
it's more
world,
of a
right?
casual
Shields
fan
are
base.
infinitely more broken on console. The F2 was a gun with crazy recoil and fast fire rate on PC that you are a maniac if you dare to go near it. On console, it's one of the most powerful guns ever because the input. I've heard this from multiple sources. Okay, don't lash on me for this. People find it easier to control recoil on the controller input. Okay. So
Which is true. It is true. It is true. It is true. It is easier to control recoil on console. And if you don't think so, you are an idiot. Okay? You are an idiot. It is easier. I have literally played both. It is way harder to control recoil on PC. And I will put that I'm a controller player, and I will say that.
I actually
For sure.
don't know the answer to this. I mean, my answer would be to balance around the top for like at least operators and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, not to over nerf, but actually over buff. I actually really like what they do.
I
with
do
Goyo getting
Skittles.
positioned
We were
on
talking about this in the
Ying
Skittles
and
videos. Over buff people. It's more fun, especially like the new operators. We talk about that where it's like Denari is like a great operator because he's very good. He's very good. Like when he came into the game, like he's good. You know, it's more fun to play with operators that are good than like them drop a new operator and it's Ryora. You know?
when she was weak. They took Grim, who was like the weakest
Yes.
operator of all
Dude,
time.
Grim was
Buff
so
useless,
bad.
just
He
gave them
was
another
so
canister,
bad.
Made the canisters
So
wider,
bad.
Made them last longer, made them crazy. Just overtuned the shit out of him, and now he's one of the best attackers in the game. Right? So
Yeah.
I really like every attacker being like a broken option with their util. I kind of like the ability to
Not
sort of,
too broken,
balance
though.
around
Not
scopes
too
and
broken.
adjusting util and stuff. So yeah, I really don't know. That's a hard tough answer on that one. But speaking of the,
I feel like
top
you'll never
of the game,
I feel like you'll never make everybody happy. You know? But it's more of like a personal preference, you know, but I think it's fine with catering it more around the top level players. I think maybe you still can cater a little bit to like the casual fan base, but yeah, I mean, I have no problem with that. And then like I said, like just over buff ops, please.
let's talk about a section that's very near and dear to me, the esports.
Let's talk about esports. Nice. Dude, I love talking about esports. Oh my god. Top level of the game, which is very important. It's very important, dude. You get people engaged in Pro League.
Ugh.
Ugh.
A night in for me.
Dude, I'm excited to hear what
I can already
he's gonna say.
anticipate the stomach issue.
Because he's tapped into Pro League, bro.
And it's to no one's surprise that esports will always be one of your pinnacle marketing tools for the game. It is
Yeah.
something that whenever people watch the top tournaments of the game, they will always feel like playing the game or trying the game afterwards.
Truest statement I've ever heard in my
if
life.
It's compelling enough. Now, while this is me
That's
breaking
why
that-
the game, we saw the numbers literally in the Skittles video. When the like the highest peak of this year, player base wise, was after the invitational, the 6th invitational, because people watch it and see it and then they're like, oh shoot, I'm gonna play
different
Siege.
populations of people, and I'm also accountable for this because I'm also promoting the esport, and that's why I care so much about it. But my first complaint is that the esports doesn't even
Oh my god,
happen
Diffuser just...
in the first place. We used to have 3 majors a year.
And now this year it's 1. it's 1. It's 1 in the invitational.
Tournaments like DreamHack, the Pro League Finals, the U.S. Nationals, if you remember what that is, OGA.
Cheap,
Pit
it's just
Minors,
cheap skating, bro.
DreamHack
It's cheap
Minors,
skating.
Allied
It's
Esports
so
Minors.
annoying.
We used to have events out the wazoo. Now we have 2 majors a year and a 6th invitational, and I guess a Gamers 8, but Gamers 8 was even there before. I don't know. Now like look at the height of these lists versus now we just 2 majors a year and a 6th invitational.
We don't even have 2 majors. Oh, is a reload the major? Okay. Okay, I guess. But still.
The off season between these majors was so incredibly long when they first introduced this format that teams started not paying their players in the off season. My first ever pro coach salary was $1,200 in season and nothing off season. That means I made
How did bro live?
$2,400 total across the span of a pro league stage where I was double scrimming every day and skipping classes as a college student.
That's
in order to
insane.
dedicate myself to the game.
That is
There were
insane.
pros that made more in a singular month than my entire team did in that one stage of Pro League.
Yeah.
Let's be on the point. The downtime is insane. How do you keep track of storylines or keep wanting to watch content when there's like 6, 4, 5, 6
Ridiculous.
months of off season between this Pro League stage and the next? It's just people are just disinterested. It's not going to continue.
Yeah.
The continuity is not there. My content switches to some random dickwad bullshit between seasons, and then I have to drag everyone back to watching
literally
games again when the season starts.
Instead of just keeping it up more.
Every other esports that is live just goes back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
And like, oh, FETT, how do you?
And like you would think that's how it would be with Siege, because the pros literally put like 10 hours a day, at least 10 hours, if not more. 8 to 10 hours. Probably not even 8, 10.
Financially feasible, bro. I promise you when I tell you this, every single pro would not give a if you just slash the prize pools of all the tournaments. 3 majors a year, all at like a 300,000 prize pool each, infinitely, every single time.
Yeah.
Over 2 majors a year.
Yeah.
At a $750,000 prize pool each, which is exactly what the current system is. Every day of the week, I think teams and players would take that. You just need.
I do agree with that too. Even though I'm not even a pro league. I've never been in pro league.
Number 2 issue, esports just hard to watch, and I actually do think I slightly might have a solution to that. The map pool. Actually, this is gonna sound really weird. Jinxie made Oregon.
Why is Oregon out of the ranked map pool? Or not the pro league map pool? I'd like. Man! He's gonna make a good point. I can already tell.
Recognizable maps in
Yes.
Arctic, even to everyone outside of.
Because he made 1v1s popular. Guess what? Guess what? Let's add a ranked 1v1 mode, please.
Arctics in the world by doing all those 1v1s.
Yeah, literally.
And then they decided to remove it from pro.
Dude, you know how many people who don't even play Siege know what Oregon is from seeing Jinxie clips on TikTok?
Like a couple months later. Now, obviously, I don't think that was that bad of a change. Oregon was getting old and stale, but
yeah.
to be real, after moving to a spectator, watching maps like Consulate and Layer on repeat as a viewer actually kind of leaves me.
Which also, it brings me a point as like a player who watches a lot of Pro League. They just need new maps. They just need more maps in the game. And like I've always said that from like a casual standpoint of like I want to play more maps. I want to watch more maps in Pro League too. It just gets to a point where like you'll literally just watch like an event and they'll just play like Consulate 3 times in a row, or they'll play Consulate or not Consulate. Wait, it's Chalet like 3 times in a row. They'll just play a map like 3 times in a row, and it's like more maps, please. I don't want to watch Consulate. I don't want to watch the Layer every single time. You know what I mean? And I think that just brings like another point to it. Just more maps
A bit
would be
bored.
so beneficiary.
It's kind of hard to understand for me. Honest to God, I think adding back Oregon and even Coastline to Pro League
I don't like
would
Coastline.
actually be insane for the viewers to be digestible for them. And I know
True.
all the pros are gonna want to like hold me at a pitchfork for saying that. But listen, honest to God, the map pool is what I know. Like I just said, balance around the pros. The map pool is one thing that I would say, bro, the pros. Honest to God, all these map reworks kind of make
That is,
feel kind of
I like that.
corridory and the same. A lot of them are genius. A lot of them are genius. But like, I think the quirky, crazy maps are what
You need some of those. You need some of those. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it is good to have these ultra like heavy set, you know what I mean? Like heavy strat type maps. It is good. But it's good to have a mix. More maps. More maps, please. Please, Ubisoft, make more maps, bro.
When Siege was at its most popular in 2020, where did Bolo get all his clutches? On Coastline. Where did 22 round
That is
G2
true.
versus Team Empire happen? On Coastline.
Coastline.
Every Siege
I don't
thumbnail
like
in the world
Coastline,
take
though.
place
I
on
don't like Coastline,
The viewers
personally.
would enjoy Coastline.
But yeah, yeah.
Figure it out. Honestly, God, I don't even know why they complain. Oh, FETT, it's going to be the most attacker-sided map in the world. Bro, when Oregon first got introduced to the Pro League map pool, it was expected, guaranteed 5-1, 6-0 halves on Oregon because it was so defender-sided.
Like that's how Skyscraper is. Where like if you aren't going like 5-1 on defense on Skyscraper in Pro League, you're kind of cooked. Like you have to lock like winning 3, like even a 4-2 split at halftime and then having to win 3 attacks on Skyscraper is like it's literally hell. Like
Same with with Haven, same with Villa, same with Consulate, same with Sky. But when it's an attacker side of the map, oh my god, no, Fed, it's gonna be so bad. Shut the f up, man. Go figure. Y'all will figure out the map anyway. There have been multiple maps that enter the pool are insanely, overwhelmingly defender-sided, and then people figure it out, and it evens out over time. Y'all can figure it out. Honestly, God, with the map pool, the pros. And I've heard actually a really interesting idea.
New maps. New maps. New maps.
I think it was Spirits. I don't know. Someone said like it would be really interesting to see a forced map rotation every stage, which actually would not.
This is literally one of my big things. It's like when I talk about content, I just say maps. I say maps. And the one thing I always say with that is it's like, imagine if they added so many new maps that every single season they rotated the ranked pool. So it's like you're playing different maps each season in ranked. That would be cool for Pro League. That would literally make it so much more like, that would be a much of a skill gap, and it'd be so much cooler to watch because you're always constantly seeing different maps for all these different, you know, stages and like in like the Siege Invitational and like majors and stuff like that. It would be so good. It would be so good if they had so many maps that they could just rotate it out, because then the game would pretty much almost never feel stale. I mean, it could, but like playing on different maps every season is really good.
Imagine every single stage.
Yes.
2 maps had to go away.
Yes.
Had to go in, and one of those maps had to stay behind going into the next season after that. I actually think this would be a real interesting idea, because I'm pretty sure everyone's really tired of watching this same rappel into this yellow corner.
Oh my god, for real.
Everyone and their mother does on console for the 17
so
billion
real,
times.
bro.
Every
So
team
real.
goes in this window, tries to repel and plant, goes against a million fires, trying to go repel and plant again, repel and plant, blah 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 blah, a million times. I think it would actually be really interesting to see teams reapproach maps after, you know, like, I think it's fun to see teams like figure out a map. I think it'd be fun to see a team refigure out a map.
Yes.
The new operators,
Especially new maps in Pro League. Like seeing, dude, like seeing strats in like Pro League is so cool. I find, and it's like that happens after every tournament. There's TikToks, Royal Penguin, FETT. Oh, this strategy that M80 or G2 or BDS or Falcons or whoever it may be, Space Station, whatever. All of these strats that they just ran, and it's like, oh, I can't wait to get on Siege and play that. Like, imagine adding so many new maps where it's like you're learning the strats for yourself in real time while you play the map. And then you go watch Pro League, and then they're playing the map. And it's just like new maps all the time.
Unfun with the same archetypes.
Maybe not all the time, but
that are really boring, get just ran over and over and over again. So I actually think that might be a good idea. But obviously,
just switch up the game. Switch up the game.
For sure thing to do. Casting in the game is actually one of the biggest issues. I think a game is.
I don't have a problem with a lot of the casters, but they are a little like cringy sometimes. A little bit. Like sometimes they be yapping too much. Sometimes they yap too much. But like what is stopping you in like the invitational to like bring in some content creators to cast it? You know what I mean? Like having like FETT and Bolo just like cast a game. Like that would be so dope. Like, you know what I mean?
Esport is built on iconic moments backed by iconic casting. Examples of Siege include examples like
Bio still has time to win the fight, but
Kickstar.
why are you sprinting, Bio?
True. Oh my god, bro, get out of here, bro. I agree with that. I feel like the casters are like horrible, but like this guy, whoever this guy is, he's so tough. I love this guy. Oh my god, I love this clip. Like this is peak. Iconic. Be patient. Yeah, this caster has aura.
I think that's one of the primary reasons the popularity of the esports went down ever since Kickstar's passing. Rest in peace to the GOAT. But he created so many moments like that, and honestly,
it's just they don't have a passion. They don't have the passion.
Casting feels like we're in a
cast me. Hey, cast me,
podcast.
please. Cast me.
It feels unserious. How come every time a lower standing team beats a higher standing team, it's always the higher standing team is playing like morons, and never the lower standing team?
That is a really good point. That is a really good point.
A team that is losing or getting dominated starts mounting rounds on the comeback is never, I feel a comeback coming. It's always, oh, they got lucky. Oh, they get away with one. But I mean, this game's already done and dusted.
Yeah.
The team was getting like 10-0'd, and then they got one, and then the caster would, every comeback starts with one, and I was like, oh my god, I actually believe in that shit in the moment. And the over criticism just
Dude.
makes it unserious. Now I understand roasting the shit out of players.
To a
and
point.
laughing at
Yeah,
them.
yeah, to a
I
point.
feel like that's a
Agreed.
job for the viewers and co-streamers
Yeah.
like me or the content creators to do.
Yes.
Not the casters.
Yes.
And I understand.
Because, like, you don't... Like, okay, like, who watches the NFL? Like, I was literally just watching it, like, last night. And, like, the Cowboys, right? The Cowboys literally, first 3 drives of the game against the Packers, 1 first down. They looked pathetic. They looked so bad. You thought it was going to be a blowout. And then, but the commentators never switched on them once. Chris Collinsworth, yes, I will shit on him because he glazes Mahomes and he's, like, he's just a weirdo sometimes, okay? But they don't do that. They never, none of the commentators ever shit on the other team, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, say some of the stuff that the casters do. I know the NFL and like Siege esports are not the same thing, but like to a point, you're both casting a game that's competitive. That means something.
I understand it's because the game is online. At LAN, Siege is casted very differently. On LAN, a lot of these casters are really going ham and doing a great job putting in a job. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter
Yeah, I will say the LAN is a lot better than like the stages where they're playing like at their houses. I will say at LAN it is a lot better, but yeah,
majority
still.
of our airtime is online. CS's majority
Yes.
of our time is
Yes.
on LAN. So I would just and when you watch online
Yes.
CS, it's a shit show. It's a joke fest. It's the same problems. But the thing is, we just have. I feel like as a community, we have to accept the fact that we're just online like that and then make the most out of it. I don't know what
Very true.
exact casting style is best for Siege. Maybe it's not super serious like CS. Maybe it's more like golf or more like chess or I don't know, more like basketball. Ooh.
Dude, yeah, that's true, bro. Like an NFL kind of like chill.
You know, stopping from 3, C4, it's good. But I don't.
That would be way too corny.
That
That would be way
improved
too
on-
corny. Hell
I
no.
would love to see
I would not want to
it
watch
improved
that.
on.
I would like to see a,
Really
like a little
just
more
feels
serious.
Unserious. Siege is a game that like the mistakes feel
yeah.
really bad, but you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta remember it's such a complex game that these players
True.
are making millions and millions
True,
of
true, true,
calculations
true,
at
true,
once.
true, true,
Like
true.
stomping, right? Using A's
Uh,
charge to burn a Denari.
Bro, this clip was so
I
funny.
mean, that doesn't
On
change
Twitter.
the fact that he's 9-4.
Yeah, and he's probably like their best player. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it is what it is.
Game and then we'll drop double digits the next game after that and the game after that too. The game just hard. You're making so many calculations like that. You
Exactly.
you blunder. Like it's the same
Exactly.
thing as chess. You can make like the stupidest move of all time, just over calculating. I don't know. Maybe we should phrase it like chess. Like it's like a blunder. I don't know. Stop calling him stupid because the guy's clearly not stupid. That guy's thriving, going insane. And the last thing I have for esports is actually anti-cheat. Not the in-game anti-cheat battle eye, but a third-party one for esports needs to exist. It is the whole reason why CS is still alive at a high level because you play
I have no
FaceIt,
idea what
and
he's talking
FaceIt
about.
forces you to load the third-party anti-cheat, which lets you avoid the masses
Okay.
and plagues of cheaters in open regular matches.
Okay.
R6's third-party anti-cheat is called Moss. This is the same program that got Shaiko false banned from Mac. It's still in the game. It's still the gold standard, and it catches nothing because there's literally clips of a cheater blatantly running onto people through walls in Challenger League quals.
Come on, Siege. Come on. This is how you do it. Like, bro, I can't. It's so unserious. So unserious, bro. I never even knew about this.
He's locking at a guy through. I think it's one thing to have cheaters in rank, but another thing to have cheaters.
Dude, if you're because like that, it is very different. Because these guys are spending literally hours and hours and hours and hours grinding and grinding and grinding to get a chance to play in Pro League, and it's like that's even worse. Because they want to make it like their job, their income.
Form of Siege that isn't ranked, comp Siege, and to be scared of cheaters. I think that makes 10-man servers not safe. That makes like a FACEIT equivalent not safe, and
Okay.
it's just so bad
Yeah.
for like the health of the game to the point where I had to make a video.
Because like if that is that unserious, like how serious can you even take the game if the highest level is like?
To show that he downloaded a cheat from one of the most popular cheat makers and used it on the same day of the qualifiers. Like they had to go through those extremes. And by the way, I know I f***ed a lot in that video, but one of the stupidest things that came out of the video was all the drama that ensued. I did not know, by the way, that there was a whole PC checker versus PC checker war going on in the Siege community.
What?
A bunch of people came to me after the video and said, yo, the guy that in your video that you promoted, blah, 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 even though I literally said in the video that I do not fully trust that guy, even though I said that, and that you shouldn't trust him.
Dude, some people are so dumb.
I said that, they were like, yo, the guy that you in your video, that guy gets bribed by cheater, and he's a fraud, and he's a bomb, and those guys were associated with cheaters. The people all trying to like tear down.
Pull that
guy.
cat in the
And
back
when
just.
I responded to them with evidence that they do, they were like, well, how do you know that's real? Why would you believe that? Okay, so then you're doing the same thing. It's like all I'm getting is two people on two sides throwing dirt on each other. This guy's this guy's this. No, give me the use.
Which all that it's like it's just so unserious. It's so unserious. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest. I never thought about this issue because I'm not involved in the pro league scene. But like, dude, if you're like I just said, if your game at the pro league level is, even if it's challenger league, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's T3, the lowest form of pro league, like, even if your pro league scene is just like has cheaters in it, and it's just like, it just makes it so unserious. It makes the game just look so much worse because if your top level of competition is infested by cheaters, or even has a couple cheaters, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know?
They're doing all that work to throw dirt at each other and shade each other when they're not doing the one thing that the community desperately needs, which is a third-party anti-cheat that needs to be used by
I definitely
to start testing to become better than Moss. Because one of the biggest problems with Moss is that you have to manually report someone to get their Moss checked. A lot of people don't end up Moss checking people because, well, one, it doesn't catch anything, and then two, it's kind of like a pride thing. Like, oh, you're calling for a Moss check, you're calling us cheaters,
which it was just automatic, it would be so much better.
It's just easily bypassed.
Literally.
We need something that needs to be run live during the game that will give maybe like a Discord bot that gives like live updates to the admins of suspicious.
So yeah, I'm not very tapped in with this, so. But I do agree with everything he's saying and how he's laying it out. I definitely agree with what he's saying.
The number one most important thing is it needs to be safe. That's why this whole PC checker war drama beef bullshit pisses me the off. It's because I want to vouch for someone developing something good. The whole point of making software is to not need PC checkers anymore because they're invasive and bad and they can steal your personal information. And it's good that people are.
I do know about PC checkers.
Let a random person go through your PC, and it sucks because people can just, if you schedule a PC check, you can just delete everything off your computer, factory reset that shit anyways.
But if it was just automatic and it was just software, then it would be so much better. Yeah.
Safe. Number one thing, safe. Microsoft verified. Someone verified. I don't know. Safe. Tried and tested by T3 G4 numbers that can detect everything, that can detect.
Just group that in with the anti-cheat, man. Just group it in. Fix the anti-cheat for the normal game and for that third-party software.
PC checker community, stop beefing with each other over some stupid petty shit I don't understand. It all sounds like stupid.
That is going in, bro.
And you're both like, oh, the other person got a doctorate, but like, oh, you get a doctorate, like this, all the same. You band together and make something because the game desperately needs it.
Yes. What can we do, Chad? What can we do? What can we do, bro? Just voice your opinion. Like I said in my Skittles video, just put in the comments. What do you want? What do you want for Siege? Give your ideas. Voice your opinion, bro. Maybe a dev sees this video and he looks at your thing or top.
Community sentiments about saving Siege is that you need to boycott the game in order to make them do something if they see their numbers go down. Now, I personally don't think this is gonna work, just because I feel like I said, the top are just gonna be like, wow, the numbers are going down, man. This game, let's.
That's true. In theory, it should work, but like, if Siege is making them $3 billion or whatever, last year, and they don't invest money into it, like, and they're making all these new games, what is to say that if, like, we boycott, it's just gonna be like the skins and we don't spend money? What's gonna, put the, like, what is gonna stop them from being like, oh yeah, this game sucks, you know what I mean? Like, it's gone, it is what it is, Let's just stop.
Kill it even more,
Like,
we're gonna put even less resources into it, trying to squeeze.
Which is why I think just over time, like, I feel like Siege is definitely I feel like it is eventually going to get the attention that it deserves, but it may just be too late. Like, they're going to see the numbers drop, and then they're going to be like, oh, shoot, let's just throw some stuff. You know what I mean?
Even more out of the tiny bit.
I think it's just the
and I'm
player
scared of
base
ruining my
at this
chances
time.
for a charm, but you know what? If it works,
Uh.
and I'm okay with losing my chances at possibly getting a charm if that means it'll help the game. That being said, if we
True.
are gonna boycott, I do think the better version would be to like only buy Siege stuff and not buy any other Ubisoft stuff. But then again, different games have different populations, so I don't really know how that would work. But take that as you will. A lot of people are disenchanted.
Yeah.
You know, like, what's the point of even trying this time? But you know what? I'm fresh.
I mean, if
wasn't
you
a creator
truly-
back then, but I'm a creator now, so I'm gonna give it my shot now because right now I'm still in the mindset of if I don't try, you know, what's the point of not trying? I will always give it a shot.
Exactly.
and I will
What's the point of
always
not trying?
try to save
So even if you don't try, then you're gonna fail. You know, if you try and fail, at least you tried.
the game
You know.
love. So tweet out #SaveTheSiege.
Yes.
Comment
Tweet
on
it
this
out.
video what you would
Yes.
change.
Comment on
You
FETT's video.
disagree
Comment
with
on
anything,
mine.
but as long as everyone's passionate
Exactly.
about seeing some sort of change,
True.
bringing out the
Very true.
visibility, watching the esport more, playing the game more, boycott if you want, don't boycott if you want, spend more money if you want. No matter
Yes.
what, we're all here for a reason because we love Siege. Siege.
How many views does this
is
have?
and always will be the greatest
1,000
FPS
views,
I will
1,000 people
ever
watch
play.
this video.
No FPS feels the same as Siege.
It's 101.
Everyone knows
101.
when you try to quit Siege, you always come back because every FPS feels boring and one-dimensional compared to a game like
Yes.
Siege. Siege could have been the greatest FPS ever.
And it still can.
Executives
It
at
still can.
Ubisoft really
Still
even
can.
understand what Siege is, but I still believe it can be great. Do you?
Bro, I think Siege is just a game that's destined to fail, bro. If you don't
Oh my
understand
God,
the
is this
game,
like a
there's nothing
montage?
for people to play. Bro,
Is
the
this an
problem with
outro?
Siege, like, people always, I think people have the wrong perception of that game. People always sit and they're like, oh, like, cheating, oh, the cheaters, oh my God, all the cheating and the cheaters. It's like, bro, cheating is not even what killed that game. It's like, bro, on console is where majority of the people play Siege anyways, and like, yeah, there's
Yeah,
sims
true, very
and shit,
true.
it's not even that bad. Bro, the thing that killed Siege is just the game is stale. Like, there's no updates.
Real. Real. That's why I was saying when FETT was like, it's like the playability is the biggest part. It's the biggest issue. And like, yes, he's gonna say it because he plays on PC. That's what all the PC players are gonna say. On console, it's gonna be the content. So that's why I say like, the content. It's the content and everything works coincide. Everything flows inside of each other. They just have to fix it all for it to truly be great on all sides.
Now, because it's also old from like a year ago. But I mean,
Which, if you haven't seen this clip, listen.
Ubisoft frequently. It would just be me and like Ubisoft, and I would speak with them directly about updates and ideas I have for the game.
Yes.
And none of it got implemented, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like none.
Which
of it
is
got
insane.
implemented. You get like with Siege, bro. You'll get a new operator like once every fucking
Yes.
maybe 6 months. You'll get a new operator.
Yeah, even longer now
You'll
because
get
of
a new
the
map, like,
reworks.
Like, bro.
Been 2 years since we got a new map, by the way. 2 years. 2 years. And we're getting a rework of, I think, Hereford base. Nice.
You realize all Siege had to do, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like Siege would be the top game in the world, but all
Could be.
Siege had to do,
Could be up there,
it's
for
literally
sure.
Simple, is constantly give people new content and updates, but they never did that. They failed to do that.
Yes.
And like,
And that's why, like, Fortnite. Okay, Fortnite. Fortnite, when it was in its prime, updates all the time. All the time. New stuff. Updates throughout the seasons. Here you go. New item. Here we go. New stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff. And it's just like, when you don't give the updates, and you don't give new things to do, the game feels stale. And that's what happens.
Ubisoft is a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
Like, I know they have the resources to do that.
Exactly. It's just they don't want to put it in.
But all Siege ever had to do was just update the game. Like, if every season, because the seasons are already rare, like, bro, that's my
4
favorite
seasons
thing
in a
about
year.
Flash is the updates are every month. So
Yeah.
You actually get new content every month. You get new cards, new arenas, new
Yeah.
challenges.
Which it's a little harder
every month.
with,
That's
like,
what a
Siege
game needs.
versus,
It's
like, a mobile game.
look at a
Like,
game like Valorant, bro. There's updates.
Clash Royale.
With
But yeah,
Siege,
Valorant,
games
for
would come
sure.
around once every 3 months, and half the time you wouldn't even get a new operator. You wouldn't get a new gun. You wouldn't get a new map. That's all they needed to do, bro.
It's
Literally,
making me
that's all they
sad,
needed to
like,
do.
bro.
I think the beauty of Siege is there's no FPS that is. If you actually play Siege, you'll never play a FPS that's actually better than Siege.
No,
When it comes down
no.
to like
The core, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, core essence of Siege is just so much better than, like, pretty much every other game.
You're in that 1v1 scenario and it's like a post plant.
Dude.
And your entire team goes dead fucking silent because you're trying to like hear the last guy's footsteps,
Yes.
and then you clutch up.
Oh my god,
there's
dude.
no game like Siege, which is that's why like when that whole dual front mode came out, which is like some TDM
Dual
mode, it's like,
front!
why
My
is
dual
there
fronters,
front?
stand up.
I don't even have the numbers or the statistics, but I guarantee you there's probably 200 people
Yeah,
playing.
like literally, bro.
It's like
What a waste of time that
Call of
was.
Duty if, like,
Sadly.
the reason why people play Siege is because it's nothing like COD. Like, I would never play COD because I've played Siege. Like, Siege is just a better...
Dude, that's so real. I never even really liked multiplayer in COD, and it's just, like, it just, like, is not as fun. I like zombies, but, like, yeah, like, COD multiplayer, that's such a great point.
Than COD when you're playing with your friends.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's just no content. There's no updates. The game is stale. Like, that is the issue.
It's so sad to hear Jinxie talk about this, bro. I've watched this clip so many times, and it's just still, like,
one new map a year. Like,
not even, bro.
to, like, re-enter, like, top 5 on Xbox and PlayStation, that game needs a new map every season. Like, every 3 months, it needs a new map, and it needs a new operator every season. No questions asked, like, not even a... Cheating is, like, scraping the surface of the problem, because 80% of
On
people
console,
who
for
play
sure.
that game are on console. Most people who play Siege don't even run into a cheater. If you're a plat, emerald, diamond on
Well, a lot of the
console,
player bases,
once
yeah.
Blue Moon, you'll actually run into a Sim player. Sims is so niche. It's like
But then you also look at the point where it's like, it's so easy to get champ nowadays. It's so easy to get a higher rank. So then, like, more people are actually running into the cheaters. So it's like, the rank 2.0 actually hurts that point of, like, oh, the cheaters are like, you know, you don't run into a cheater as much. More people are because more people hit champ.
top like
And higher
1%
ranks.
of players actually run into Sims. The problem is, bro, the game is just stale. There's no updates. Like, you can't, bro. And then look
Yeah.
at it from a content creator's point of view. Like, let's say you're trying to make content on Siege. Like, you're a YouTuber or a streamer. Okay, you have tournaments, right? Tournaments are fun. Tournaments don't even get teams anymore, bro. In
Nope.
its heyday, like 2023, there would be like
Which is like, bro, I literally did what? I played like 3 other roller tournaments. And I got wiped. And I got absolutely wiped. But guess what? I had a fun time doing that. And that's one of my favorite videos that I made. Was playing, like, I played Richie, Mingo, Glybo, I think Iowa, and like one other, I forgot the other person. But I played that team. And, like, I remember it was just fun. It was just fun to play them. You know what I mean? And, like, I wanted to play more and more and more. But it was like, now they don't even exist, dude. Like, I don't play enough to, like, I play, dude, I play the game, like, dead ass, I play the game, like, once or twice a week. And I used to play, like, every day. And yes, okay, I'm 19, and I'm going to college, and, like, I have a job, and excuse me, J-O-B, cover your ears. But, like, yes, like, I have more things to do. You know what I mean? And it's like, yes, my friends can't get on all the time. But, like, I have the time to hop on at night by myself. Or, you know, call up on one of my friends and be like, yo, you want to play Siege? But, like, I just don't want to. I just don't want to because of the game. The game is stale. The game is whatever. And it's like...
70 teams playing tournaments.
Yes.
I just got off the phone with Mingo. 3 teams paid. 3.
And it's just so hard, bro. And, like, a lot of people are going to be like, Austin, you're spamming these save Siege videos. These reaction videos you're doing. You're just spamming them. And it's like, personally, as a person, like, I love Siege. Okay? I love Siege. And, like, the reason I play it 1 to 2 times a week is because of the state of the game is in right now. If the game was in a great state, bro, you would catch me on all week. You would catch me on all week, all the time, bro. Whatever chance I would get, I'd be on the game. But just how the game is, it's just boring. It's just boring. And I'm not on it as much. You know? I still like to make videos. So that's why I play. I play once a week, once or twice a week, and I play. I used to stream all the time. Guess what? I don't really like streaming as much anymore because it's how the game is. Like, I don't have as much fun on Siege and, like, have the passion to, like, be streaming it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm sorry. I've been spamming these save Siege videos, but I truly I love talking about Siege. I love Siege, and I just want to see it be the best that it can be. And, you know, if that means I have to post more Save Siege videos and more reactions about me voicing my opinion, and hopefully, you know, with the chance that, you know, it catches traction or whatever, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because I love Siege. I think it can truly be the best game in the world. I truly think it can be. Maybe not the best, but a top 5 game, top 3 game easily. Easily, bro. And it's sad how Siege is right now. And it truly is just it's sad. And I hope that, you know, this all works itself out, and, you know, in a perfect world. Hopefully we're not in a timeline where it's not, you know, and it never does and it just dies, you know? I hope that, you know. Siege is, you know, the game that I started my YouTube channel on, and, you know, I, you know, am forever grateful that I even, like, you know, I'd make no money on Siege, you know what I mean? I make no money posting videos, but I still like posting it because I love Siege, you know what I mean? So it's like a passion for me. And I'm going to continue to do that, and, you know, I'm going to stick through with Siege, and if it ends up going down one day, it is what it is, you know, fully down. You know, it's on its way down, it's not fully down, but it is what it is. This was a beautiful video by FETT. I just want to say that. I want to shout out FETT. This was a fantastic video. He made so many great points. That's why I love FETT, because yes, I mean, like, from me, from, you know, other content creators, like, you're going to get, like, good opinions, but, like, and things, but, like, FETT, dude, he just knows the game so much better than, like, so many people, and it's such a smart guy, you know what I mean? Like, the points he brought up in the video, where immediately, like, he brought up the top of Ubisoft thing, where, like, I haven't really even thought about that, where it's like funding and it's other people and it's not all on the devs and it's on, like, the actual company, Ubisoft, you know, for why Siege is like this, you know? And then he brings up, like, a great point with, like, the sound, making it linear and stuff like that, thing that I would have never brought up in my own video if I made a Save Siege video, you know, and I was critiquing it and I was thinking about certain things, you know? And he makes just great points, bro. So shout out FETT, beautiful video. I love that man so much. I hope to meet him one day. He's a goat for sure. But yeah, even, like, the casting thing, like, that was a great point that he made. But yeah, so that's gonna be all for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoy that one. Next week, obviously Monday, usually I do my gameplay videos or whatever. I'll have one normal one for you guys next Monday. But until then, obviously video on Friday. And I love you all, and thank you if you managed to watch the end of this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hit the like, subscribe button. Peace out.